Hey there! In today's video, I'm excited to dive into a topic that has often gone unnoticed by many ARMS fans, and with little to no coverage at all. I think we can all agree that ARMS is iconic for its vibrant and unique character designs, but have you ever thought of the in-game lore of the fighter's gear? Follow me as we discuss most of the fighter's clothing and weapon brands. I want to start off by looking at this quick guide I made. It should get you started on all the gear manufacturers and their names. I want to note that the brands in quotation marks are brands without official names. With all that, let's begin the brand talk. Let's talk about the ARM manufacturers first. Starting from the top, we have the Arms League's official weapon brand. The Arms League needs no introduction, and the fact that they manufacture arms shouldn't come as a surprise. Some of the arms they've made are actually the only arms to feature the League logo on them. Among their selection, you can see the more basic types of weapons, stuff you'd normally see in boxing and martial arts, like boxing gloves, slaps, knuckles, and nunchucks. The Arms League is obviously not the only official manufacturer of arms, since the sport is massive worldwide. There's a bunch of sponsors in play. I like to think of all these arm gear brands as official sponsors for the sport. The next arm brand is Snex. The arms they manufacture are exclusively boomerangs and coolerangs, as you can see this on their logo. Snex is a brand I'll go more in depth later, since they're more than just a weapon brand. Moving on, this next brand doesn't have an official name, so like I mentioned earlier, I'll codename this brand Ninja, based on the weapons they make. Ninja specializes on, well, ninja weapons. They are the manufacturers of Chakram and Ramram. Dodorugen is a heavy chemical and industrial company. The arms they make are Retorture, Revolver, Hydra, Biffler, and Clapback. Something interesting to note is that the Hydra arm is a collaboration between Dodorugen and Snex, which can be seen by the sticker it has on it. You can also see Dodorugen's presence a lot in the scrapyard, with those giant cranes at each side for example. Animal is probably my favorite arm brand. This is another brand without an official name. All of their arms are based exclusively on animals and mythological creatures, which I think is really cool. Here are the arms they manufacture and what they're based on. Phoenix and Thunderbird are based on mythological birds of the same name. Scully is based on the skull of a bird. The Seeker missiles are based on sharks. The Dragons and Scorpio are pretty straightforward. And finally, the Guardian is based on Ashisa. It can be hard to see their resemblance, but it's definitely there. The next brand is Obara. This is a massive brand that is owned by Twintel. Obara makes clothes, perfumes, arms, and much more. The arms they manufacture are what I would describe as daily use items. Obara creates the Party Poppers, Popper and Cracker, and the very fashionable Parasol. This is another brand I'll go into more depth later. The other branch of the Arms League, the Arms Labs, also have a hand in creating weapons of their own. They make the Blorb and Glusher, and they also make the arms and coils kit, Logja, Parabola, and Birdchalk, but I think it's likely she made these last three herself and just put them under the Arms Labs name. Our final arm brand is Construction Destruction. This company creates arms for construction sites, these being Megaton, Whammer, Megawatt, and Kablammer. This brand and Dodorugen are quite similar, but they're not the same thing. If anything, they might be affiliated, but I'm not sure. If you can pay close attention to each of the four logos this brand has in-game, you can see how each logo represents the fighters they're sponsoring. With this, I've covered all the arm brands, and while there isn't as much info on these, there's enough for us to get familiarized with all of them. Now it's time for us to talk about the gear brands each fighter uses. First off is Billy. This brand is worn by the most number of fighters, being Springman, Ribbon Girl, and Springtron. Billy covers most of their outfits, providing their shoes, the masks for Springman and Springtron, the shirts for Springman and Springtron, and the dress for Ribbon Girl. They don't seem to specialize in anything specific, so they're more so just a general sports and fashion brand. Billy also seems to have some sort of level of status and exclusivity, given that Ribbon Girl's entire outfit is described as a special order item. This brand is called Joe. They made Ninjara's entire outfit. Joe specializes in shinobi gear, and they seem to have some sort of affiliation with the Rasen Ninjutsu University, as you can spot a pin of their mascot in Jara's outfit. Maybe they make every college student suits? It's also very likely that Joe is the same brand as Ninja, given all the shinobi motifs, but as of now, it remains unconfirmed. Next up is Achom. They made Master Mommy's entire outfit, which Biff calls clunky but functional wear. Springman and Tron also wear this brand as part of their shorts. While it's hard to determine what they specialize in, it's a safe bet to assume they mostly do sports shorts. They seem to have collaborated with Snacks to create the boomerang arm. If you look at its faceplate, you can see the Achom logo in there. Obara is probably the most prestigious brand in the world of arms. Like I said before, this brand is owned by Twintel, who owns a bunch of other things herself already, namely her own movie theater and pretty much everything you can see on the stage. You could call Obara a multimedia brand, as it's very likely that they handle Twintel Productions as well. The billboards on the stage actually display some of the brands under the Obara name, like Twintel's perfume brand and the arm brand we mentioned earlier. We can also see Biff and Masango buy outfits from an Obara shop in Twintel's Plaza, which will later be used for the 1-year anniversary party. Another brand I mentioned earlier is Animal. They actually manufactured all the Bite and Bark units you can see around Buster Beach. While not really a clothing brand, I wanted to include them again. I also really wish they got an official name. Dodorugen also gets an entry in this section as well. They aren't a fashion brand, but they make up the parts of Mechanica's mech. In her fashion check, Biff implies a relationship between Mechanica and Dodorugen, which would explain all the Dodorugen machines and parts seen in the scrapyard. But said relationship is left unclear. My two theories are that the company is owned by her father, the scrapyard boss, or at the very least, her father has a good relationship with Dodorugen. We have Snex up again, as Kid Cobra's preferred gear brand. Snex is the biggest snakeboarder brand. This brand is popular among kids thanks to video streaming sites and the rise of snakeboarding in general. Kid Cobra's team, the Nausea Crew, also use Snex, given that it has a snake motif all around. This next entry is for an assortment of various brands. It is said that Min Min uses 3 different brands in her outfit, 2 of which we don't know much of. The most important brand among these, however, is Nintendo, from the Nintendo Noodle House her family owns. It's not wild to think that Nintendo has a fashion brand, or at the very least, a gift shop with various ramen-themed items, since their noodle shop is famous and all. We'll touch on this next one really quickly. The Arm Slabs made all of Helix's and the Cell's gear. Now we have the Brand of Champions, the Kamish original pieces. As the name implies, these are made exclusively for Max Brass, given that his powers required extremely resistant clothing. These seem to be 2 different brands owned by the Arms Commissioner himself. The brand with the fist logo makes his shoes, and the brand with his logo makes the rest of his outfit. This next brand, or set of brands, are the ones we know the least amount about. They make Lollipop's clown suit. The brand with the red logo makes her overalls, while the rest is handled by the Smile logo brand. Again, these are 100% custom made for Lollipop as her unique abilities require it. The descriptive name I put for these brands is Clown. The Masanga are an ancient tribe which Masango is a part of. His entire outfit seems to be the same outfit Masangan warriors wore. It's questionable as to why clothes of such significance are part of a fashion brand, but they're probably sold to tourists visiting the Masangan temples. Finally, we have the brand Dr. Coyle wears, Evo. This brand is really mysterious because it isn't really seen outside of her outfit, not even as a sponsor in any stage, and it seems like it's not affiliated to anything else either. It would be hard to say who owns this brand. Perhaps it's Coyle herself? We can speculate, but nothing really points to it. Here's a final look at all the brands seen in this video. Those would be all the major / relevance brands from ARMS. Do you have a favorite brand now? Or do you have any speculation or information I didn't mention in this video? Let me know in the comments, as all kind of ARMS discussion is welcome here. Before I go, I want to announce that I now have an official Discord server, which will be linked down below. As always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more ARMS content.